Well, I have a newspaper article here, it's actually from 1916, and its title is India's Loyalty to the Empire, and this really is something from another age. In 1916, Jinarajadasa, who later became international president of the Adyar-based Theosophical Society, came to Cardiff and made a speech at the Park Hotel in the centre of town on behalf of the Cardiff Theosophical Society, in which he proclaimed India's loyalty to the empire. Now, it seems it's quite a statement to make, I think, even then, but the position of Jinarajadasa, who was actually Sri Lankan, and Annie Besant, international president of the Adyar Theosophical Society at the time, was more one of favouring Indian home rule. In fact, Annie Besant was president of the Indian National Congress, and that was her position. She favoured Indian home rule, not total independence. How this would have worked out is unclear, and it seems that she looked towards some sort of Indian dominion within the British Empire, which would become at some point in the future an international superstate. But I'm not entirely clear how Annie Besant's vision of Indian home rule would have worked out. But it had some support within the Indian elite, and Jinarajadasa was actually Western educated, had an MA from Canterbury University. Now, the position of those favouring home rule became untenable probably after the 13th of April 1919. At the Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, troops commanded by the British Raj massacred, and the figures are still disputed. The British figure is 370 dead, the Indian National Congress claimed 1100, but the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, as it became known, is a defining moment in the history of Indian independence. And from then on, Gandhi's position of total independence from Britain, and Gandhi would not compromise on this, he believed that any form of home rule within the empire dominion status would mean that India would always look towards Britain for leadership and would never be fully independent, and that was his position for most of his career. And although I think in the early years possibly he looked towards some sort of free movement within the empire, possibly citizen of the empire, but I think he moved on from that towards a purely Indian independence position. Anyway, after 1919, the tide really went away from the home rule advocates towards total independence, which took place in 1947. But this piece is a little snapshot of history, really, of a period when, yes, there was a possibility that India could actually remain part of a sort of British Empire superstate. It was a vision that has never happened, and I don't think it was ever likely to, but it's the idea is a very interesting one. Anyway, this item is from the Western Mail of October the 30th, 1916, and it's entitled India's Loyalty to the Empire. There was a crowded audience at the Park Hotel, Cardiff, on Saturday night, when the well-known lecturer, Mr. Jinarajadasa, M.A. Cantab, gave an address under the auspices of the Cardiff Lodge of the Theosophical Society on India's place in the empire. The lecturer reminded his audience that 2 years ago a thrill of interest went through the whole British Empire when it was heard that Indian troops had landed in France and were fighting side by side with the British. But though British papers commented on their loyalty, the Indians could not understand why such a fuss should be made of their action. It was the King Emperor they reverenced, and it was a matter of duty to him. England had a king, India a King Emperor, and an empire could not be talked of if 4/5 of it were ignored. Indians had formed hopes of being one day a dominion and not a dependency. So it was that India would come closer to the heart of a great empire and to England, to whom she was indebted for the awakening of the spirit of democracy.